I know I'm not the only one that is enamored with everything Hades and Persephone and every take that ChrissaBug does on these characters. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and today I'm here with a post review of Underworldly Romance from Diamond Art Club and the artist ChrissaBug. ChrissaBug described this artwork as fan art of Hades and Persephone and is one of many depictions she's done of these characters over the years. She mostly does Persephone artwork, and even this specific depiction of Persephone is very similar to some like individual kind of portrait styles that she's done of this character. But just seeing these two together and something about the dynamic and whole vibe of this artwork really was calling my name. And it was one that I did not expect to fall in love with as soon as I opened up the box and looked at the canvas. But as I was filming that video unboxing this for the Diamond Art Club 7th anniversary sale, I just realized, oh, well, I guess I know what I'm working on next. I'm just going to go ahead and grab my storage containers, and I guess this is going with me to the diamond painting retreat I'm leaving for tomorrow. This was past me. I came back from this diamond painting retreat a week or two ago and actually started and completed this kit while I was there because I just had oodles and oodles of time to just sit and diamond paint and chat with my fellow crafters. So this was done in about 3 days, a little over 3 days from start to finish. And I am in love with it. I'm just so incredibly in love with it. So we're going to do a review. I'm going to talk about my overall thoughts on this project and hopefully give you a sense for if this is, well, A, if this specific artwork is something that you want to pick up at some point for yourself from Diamond Art Club, or even just B, if Diamond Art Club's rendering style and how they do ChrissaBug's artwork is something that you really enjoy, in case, even if this particular artwork doesn't speak to you, maybe some of ChrissaBug's other artwork does, or some of Diamond Art Club's other pieces do in general, and this will hopefully give you a sense for what Diamond Art Club has to offer and how they typically do their diamond painting kits if you're not already familiar with them. I do have a post review playlist that'll be linked below if you're interested in seeing other reviews I've done of other completed kits. There's a ton of videos on there at this point because I've had my channel for almost 5 years, and I've tried to cover a lot of different companies here, so if there's different ones you're wanting to explore, hopefully that will be helpful for you. I have my paper logbook here, which is where I track the diamond paintings once I start working on them and overall my thoughts on them, the stats. And just this year in 2025, I started ranking some other things as well. So this is 55.6 by 66 centimeters and has 44 colors. It has round diamonds, started on May 29th, finished on June 1st. Confetti, this is what I started ranking and tracking this year. Confetti I ranked as a 4 out of 10. It wasn't too bad, but there were a few areas that did have some confetti. Enjoyment, I gave this one a 10 out of 10, and drill count was 48,480 diamonds. Now, 10 out of 10 for enjoyment, I, up to really very recently, was saying this was a very rare ranking. I don't think I'd given it to any kits yet this year. But then 2 kits prior to this one, I worked on Dark Lilith, and that one I gave a 10 out of 10 as well. Dark Lilith is this artwork by Margaret Morales and also from Diamond Art Club. And it's so funny because when I look at these 2 artworks side by side, you know, Dark Lilith and then Underworldly Romance, I just go, I never in a million years would have described myself as someone that liked working with dark colors or enjoyed just sort of darker color palettes and diamond painting in general. But I'm like, do I have to reevaluate everything? Because these are easily 2 of my favorite kits that I've worked on in a very long time, and it's all kinds of dark color palettes. So I'm going to go with this more the subject matter than anything. But even still, I didn't mind a single bit of working on these darker colors. So I did, just interest of full disclosure, I was sent this kit as a sneak peek, and so I did have to unbox it on my channel, but I did not have to work on this kit by any means. Diamond Art Club is very hands-off about that and never asks or tells us to work on kits, but sometimes there really is artwork or things that I just, when I open, I'm like, oh, actually, I just personally really want to work on that. So that's what was the deal with this particular one. I did have plenty of leftover diamonds in all colors. You can kind of see what let me take this off here, what the overall color palette looked like. I do love my Elizabeth Ward containers. And yeah, so lots of like darker shades of like blue. There's some shades like purples and reds in here as well. The special drills in this one, we had these 2 shades of fairy dust. And it was just 2 shades of red fairy dust. So there's like that pearlescent coating on these to give it a little bit of extra shimmer, which stood out really nicely against a lot of the other darker colors. I'll show you up close what that ended up looking like. And there was an iridescent color. Where's that red iridescent? My eyes are just, there it is. So Diamond Art Club's iridescent diamonds that's the name they give their diamonds, have like a crystal effect. So there's like a mirror backing. And then this one was kind of like a pinkish red color. And artwork like this, where it is a lot of darker colors like that, I feel like lends itself to them being a little more understated with the special drills they use, because it's gonna stand out plenty against these darker colors. So the fairy dust diamonds were mostly in Hades' crown, both shades of red. There was a little bit in Persephone's crown, and a little bit in these shades of red down here. Those are red fairy dust. And then the red iridescent color, there's these little pretty like magic motes, which if you look up close, you can see that iridescent color sprinkled in the background there. It's kind of sprinkled all throughout here. ChrissaBug does this with a lot of her artwork. Little magic motes. Those are all iridescent diamonds. And then up here, this arch in the background, I'm sure that there is a name for this particular motif in artwork. ChrissaBug uses it a lot, especially with her mythological pieces. She'll do some kind of like circle or arch behind the characters, and I've noticed that most of the time Diamond Art Club does put special drills in those, whether it's sometimes it's electro, sometimes it's iridescent, sometimes it's just AB or fairy dust. There's usually something there, but all through here is that kind of pinkish red iridescent color, and I love it. I really love it. I wasn't sure if it would feel like it was too much, like if it was gonna be too bright against the darker colors, but I really like it a lot. I'm really, really happy with it. And I love when Diamond Art Club, they've done this with some other pieces I've worked on in the past too. I'm thinking specifically of this artwork called Darkwood Fae, which is also by the artist ChrissaBug at Diamond Art Club, that I did a couple years back. That was one that I completed in round drills. It was one of the rare kits that for a short amount of time Diamond Art Club was trying out offering kits in both drill shapes. That one I believe was available in both, and I did it in rounds. And I really liked doing it in rounds specifically because Diamond Art Club's round drills are really faceted. If you look at just how much they twinkle and sparkle when the light catches them, especially the dark colors. That's one of the reasons I was so happy to see that they decided to do this particular artwork in round drills, is because immediately I thought, oh, all of those dark colors, those rich, dark browns and blues and blacks, they're just gonna look beautiful with how faceted Diamond Art Club round drills are. And they're just gonna catch the light so nicely. You can see like in the lighter colors, sure, they twinkle some, but not nearly, they don't catch the light nearly the same way as the dark colors do. This one was interesting too. When I started on it, I started it down here at the bottom. And this first section that I worked on, let me zoom you in so I can kind of show you here. This section that I first worked on, I worked on it just by itself. And I was like, there's browns and then there's purples and there's a dark brown. I thought, is this right? I honestly had to go back, and this artwork I actually didn't find to be super helpful because the way that it's printed a bit darker, it's hard to see that there is some of that color in here. But I went and looked at ChrissaBug's original artwork, like her post of it, and then I saw, okay, yeah, I can see that there's some of these colors that are happening down in here, and it kind of goes all the way across the bottom. There's these like richer shades, but I was very, very confused when I first started. I thought, do I have the colors wrong? Is there like a dye lot issue or anything else with what Diamond Art Club sent? But as it turns out, I think it works pretty well. There were some people, I'm going to go ahead and just acknowledge this, and I find this to be amusing. And I totally understand sometimes this happens where when you see something in artwork and you feel like you can't unsee it, and sometimes it feels like, oh shoot, now I feel like I can't work on this anymore. There's a handful of you that commented on my unboxing of this video, and when I posted the finished picture in the DAC, the Facebook group, the VIP Facebook group, they were like, it looks like he's eating her nose and I can't unsee it. And I want to say that I see what you're saying, but I also just, when I think about like that's not what I feel like kind of the lines and angles of his face are intended to be doing. It's like his mouth isn't that far back. Like he's kissing her cheek. And when you go in to like kiss somebody in general, it's like, yeah, you tilt your nose to the side so you don't just like crash noses or whatever. And so does it look like maybe slightly just sort of different or unusual even? I mean, sure. But even like having people say that, I wasn't like, oh no, that ruins it for me. Because I just looked at it, I was like, I can see why you would say that, but I just don't, I feel like that's at all what ChrissaBug's intention for the artwork was. And so I see past it, I guess. And there's a depth to it. Like I feel the depth of like this being very much like in front of his face as opposed to like he's just nomming on her nose. So, but I just want to acknowledge that because I know that there's going to be a bunch of you in the comments being like, I couldn't get this one because it looks like he's eating her nose. So like, I get what you're saying, but also like, I think you can totally, see past that if you want to. Now, while I've talked a lot about the artwork and the rendering and whatnot, I also just want to talk a little bit about Diamond Art Club kits in general and what you can expect if you are to buy a kit from them. So they do have all legally licensed artwork. The materials that they use, I feel like, are really top-notch and some of the best that are on the market. I like their canvas material a lot. I feel like it's a really top-notch quality canvas and holds drills well, lays flat well. It holds up well over time and everything. And the drill material itself, like they're resin diamonds and they do typically give you plenty of extra. I've occasionally run out of a color and they typically send out replacements very quickly, which I do appreciate. Diamond Art Club is also known for having a really highly detailed, like clean lines, kind of a crisper rendering style. It's hand charted. Charting or rendering is kind of the way that companies translate original artwork into diamond painting form. Diamond Art Club has a team that spends a lot of time, sometimes often going pixel by pixel, really choosing the best colors possible that they can to match the diamond painting to the original artwork and giving us a really high level of detail. It's going to look great both up close and farther away. So if that rendering style appeals to you, Diamond Art Club is also, I feel, one of the very best on the market in that sense. I love how they do their special drills. They have a lot of different kinds on the market, and they're really intentional about how and where they chart them in the artwork. I really love how they do ChrissaBug's artwork in particular. I've completed several from her. She is one of my favorite artists, and I have several more from her in my diamond painting collection to be worked on at some point. And I just, 99% of the time, I'm really loving how Diamond Art Club is doing her artwork justice, I feel like, in diamond painting form. They're one of those companies that they do carry inventory. So when they do releases, it typically ships out pretty quickly and it gets to you pretty quickly. And they have a rewards program. If you're brand new and you want to save 20% off, I do have a 20% off code you're welcome to use, though I may make a small commission if you choose to use it. No pressure. There's other discount codes out there. I just say, please take advantage of one of those discounts and don't pay full price. Get to that free shipping threshold. They offer accessories and stuff. So there's, Diamond Art Club's just kind of one of those solid gold standard options that are out there if you are, looking to try out diamond paintings or really knowing what you're going to get. So that's kind of just overall what you can expect from a Diamond Art Club kit. I really love this one. As far as in my logbook, when I was looking at what would I say that I didn't love about this kit, I say my meh list. And I just said maybe I felt like I couldn't enjoy this as fully because I kind of a little bit was speed running it. As I was at the retreat and I kitted it up and started working on it, I didn't start out with the idea that I want to finish this by the end of the retreat. By the end of the first night, I had completed one row of the 5 rows that I had split it into, and I thought, you know what? I think that I could if I wanted to, and there was something that was really thrilling and fun about that idea. And so I did. I buckled down a little bit and I did spend a lot of time working on this, but there was something about just sort of having in my head, like maybe I want to try to complete this by the end of this diamond painting retreat. It did take away a little bit of that just sort of ability to relax and enjoy and take it totally at my own pace. But that was, I feel like I had to stretch to find something. I was like, what didn't I like about this one? I know I'm guilty of seeing things through rose-colored lenses sometimes, absolutely, and just with artwork like this that I just felt was so sweet. Like I love the whole story of Hades and Persephone, and I think their relationship is just beautiful. It's really fascinating, and I love ChrissaBug's depictions of of them. And so I think that sometimes I set out to, like, I really want to enjoy working on a piece simply because I love the artwork a lot. So I admit that that can sometimes change my perception and maybe make it harder for me to see things that might be issues with this. And so that said, I am more than open to hearing your thoughts in the comments below. Please do share your opinions about this one. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm very, very happy with it. And I'm like, oh gosh, I almost wish I could work on it all over again, but I'll just have to settle for some of the other Persephone pieces that ChrissaBug has done. I hope she does another like Hades and Persephone, like as a couple again. That would be really, really sweet to see, and to see Diamond Art Club do as a diamond painting again. Please, please, please. But yeah, just overall, really love this one. I do want to say, I know this sold out super quickly during the anniversary sale. And I know a lot of people were disappointed that they weren't able to get their hands on it. And I just want to say, like, I'm really sorry. Yeah, that totally sucks. Even if it's a logistics thing or whatever, it's just how it works. It still sucks. And I really hope that they restock it as soon as they're able to, and that you're able to get your hands on it if you did miss out. I'll have the listing for this linked below so that you can sign up for a back in stock notification email if you haven't already. I have a feeling that this is going to be one of those kits that when it does restock, it's probably going to sell out again quickly, even if Diamond Art Club tries to stock a bunch. So that said, let me know your thoughts below in the comments, what you love about this one. Did you snag it for yourself, or now are you maybe going to add it to your wish list for another day, or were you just happy to enjoy it vicariously here through this review video? If you want to see more diamond painting videos from me, I invite you to subscribe. I'd love to have you here. You'll see reviews from a variety of different diamond painting companies, unboxings as well from different companies, and other diamond painting related videos, as well as weekly whip and chats if you just want some company while you're crafting. And like I said, I'll have my post-review video playlist linked below if you'd like to see some other reviews I've done on other kits. That's it, you guys. I just want to sit and stare at this for a little longer, but no, I'm going to let you go. I hope you're doing very, very well. Thank you so much for watching, and have a day and a week that's as amazing as you are. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.